Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, December 26th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's gonna open in about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Got a couple of things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. And it looks like we are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. It's good. It's good. Yeah, that's good. All right, guys. So I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. As people join in, I'll go ahead and start market liquidity over here. We'll start off on the daily time frame. Let's get there. Going down to the 8 hour. Going down to the 4 hour. Going down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour. There's actually a lot of structure here that's kind of just pending. Going down to the 30-minute. Go to that red. Down to the 15-minute. Down to the 10-minute. And I think that is it. All right, guys, we got liquidity marked up over here. Closest level of liquidity from above is going to be over here at 37,776. So this is going to be the first level of liquidity up here above. And the lower level is going to be down here at 37,687. So there goes the two levels of liquidity right there. We'll see what happens here when market opens. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Looks like the majority of you guys are here so far. Today is Tuesday, December 6th. Hopefully everyone had a great Christmas. This is considered the Santa rally. So if you guys are not familiar with like what happens at the end of the year, typically the end of the year is usually pretty bullish. I mean, we'll see if it happens. That's just how it is usually traditionally with the market movement at the end of the year. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's for sure going to happen. So if you guys have been following the news, so see, I think, yeah, so you can see over here on CNBC, I had also mentioned over here, it says, will Santa Claus come to town? So typically another Christmas in the books, but investors will be watching to see if Kris Kringle comes to Wall Street. The Santa rally refers to the final 5 days of trading of the year and the first two of the new year. So generally, you know, the last week of trading and the first couple of days of trading is usually super bullish. So we'll see what happens here. If that happens, you know, the liquidity is going to be sitting up here at 37,776, and we'll see price does swing up here on open. Otherwise, looking over here on our clean chart, I'll go ahead and mark up 6:30, 8 o'clock. I'll go on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see if there's any structure here for us to mark up, of course. So we got structure right here. and we got structure up here. Then down below, we got structure down here. Put this here. So for our resistance, for our resistance level, for our support level. Let's go down to the 1 hour. And there's another level right here down below where price is currently at. And this would be the 1 hour support level. So price is actually in the 1 hour support right now. This is kind of tricky. Well, it's tricky for any sell. So I think price might bounce off the support level, something to look out for. If you guys are looking to take any buys here. So if you're looking for a breakout, maybe look for a buy breakout. Otherwise, just kind of be a little patient. So I'm expecting price to probably come up from here. This is our clean chart. Going over here to our main chart. Let's see. We had news over here at 5:30 and 6 o'clock, and we have news at 7:30. So 5:30, 6 o'clock, and 7 o'clock, I believe. 7:30. 5:36 and 7:30. So I'll mark it up over here. 5:36. That's 5:30. $5:30, 6 o'clock, 7:30. $5:30, 6 o'clock, 7. All right, guys, so our charts are all pretty much marked up. Let's see who's here so far. Morning, Kevin. Morning, Steven. Morning, Lila. Morning, Surin. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Daniel. Morning, everybody. Let's see, Craig's asking, how much volume do we normally see at this time of the year? It's pretty mixed. I mean, you're going to see normal volatility, maybe not like crazy movements, but you're going to see a consistent push in a direction. So the volume's not going to be super heavy. We'll probably see ATR around 15, maybe up to 20 max, but generally around like, it's going to be a pretty big range. It's going to be between 10 and 20. So 15 obviously is like average. And then there's going to be some days where you're going to see more, some days you're going to see less. As we get closer to the new year, it's going to be a little lower. Today, a lot of people are re-entering the market from the holiday, so it's probably going to pick up a little bit. We'll probably see ATR on like 12, 13, 15, 17, and then it'll probably slow down closer to the new year. So we'll see what happens. The market is about to open in about a few seconds, and there we go, that big bullish push right there. So market is now open. Of course, like I mentioned, guys, you guys want to wait for the market to stabilize here a bit before looking for any entries, because you guys can see that price is kind of jumping all over the place. This is normal for market when we're coming back from a long weekend. There's nothing new here. This is typically what happens when you come back from a long weekend. You can see the ATR is back at 7 now. It jumped from 5 to 7. And from here, it'll probably jump up to maybe like 10, 12, 13, 15 will be average. And then above that will be a little bit above average. So we'll see what happens here, but there goes the opening candle right there. Again, I don't recommend you guys chase anything immediately. Just wait for the market to kind of stabilize a little bit, and then push in that direction. So if you guys are looking for the original breakout, you need a buy signal here. So either you're looking for a buy signal with a strong green candle, or you're looking for a strong red candle. One or the other is going to provide opportunity for the original breakout. Right here, this candle is not strong, as you can see. There's a huge wick on top, and there's no buy signal. So there's no breakout here yet. All right, liquidity hasn't gotten hit yet. As you can see, price is still going back and forth. Here's our clean chart. As you guys can see from the clean chart, price is still within the 1 hour support level. So you might see a climb out if price does decide to bounce out of this area here. So again, if you guys are looking for the breakout, the buy breakout will probably be more ideal for entry if it comes up. So again, you're either looking for a strong green candle with a buy signal, or you're looking for a strong red candle for a sell breakout. Right here, there's nothing available yet. Here we go. We have a pending buy signal. So we'll see if price continues to push up from here. As price pushes up, be careful because it's going to be pushing towards news and sessions right here. So if you guys are looking to take any buy entries here, like say the breakout version 1, you probably want to pull out early before it reaches the sessions up here. If it does come up right here, you might be able to catch like 100 pips, but you want to be careful because when you get to that point, it's going to be tricky. You got to be able to pull out before price gets to this area up here. So if you guys are looking to take that breakout, just be careful because the volatility is going to be very high. ATR right now is currently 8. The spread's currently 190. I'm probably going to sit out at any breakout right here. If anybody wants to take it, go ahead and take it, but make sure you be careful once price gets near the sessions right here. So this looks like it might be the breakout. It's pushing out of the 1 hour support, but you'd have to exit right there. Or at this point, it's too close. You don't even have any opportunity to get into the position. So I probably wouldn't recommend taking this breakout. Steven said, okay, please let me know an exit. It's right in front of you, Steven's right there. So you have to exit around this area right there. Yeah, I wouldn't hold on to it past this area. I mean, you can hold on to it, but you got to be careful and understand when the retracement and fake out will happen, because this is a tricky area. It's touching the sessions right here. It hasn't even pushed that far out. I mean, it's pushed 100 pips. So I mentioned if you guys wanted to take it, you can go in for a partial 100 pips, but the sessions is like literally right there. There is a V3 right here, breakout V3, but again, it's right at the session. So I'm not going to mess with it, guys. I don't even take any risks this early in the week. As you guys know, that we're coming back from a holiday week. So if you guys want to take any positions here, just be careful. But this is the breakout. So this is the breakout version 1 down here. And there's a breakout version 2 that is currently, or breakout version 3 that's running alongside it. So this right here, I have it marked up for you guys. This is the breakout version 1. The original breakout is right here, and the breakout version 3 is right here. So you guys can see how the manipulation is kind of happening right here around this area. This is because it's right at the sessions. So it's a tricky area to trade just because it's at the sessions right here. And you can see where price is getting faked out. It's getting faked out exactly where I kind of warned you guys to get out of your positions from. So again, right there, the session strike, again, there's nothing new here. There's the whole reason I created this indicator to know where to avoid trades. And again, right there, it pretty much, it pretty much did exactly what we anticipated. A lot of manipulation happens around these lines here. So if you guys are in the position, the breakout version 1 isn't currently in profit, and now it's coming down super hard. This is exactly what I was avoiding. It's not a good area to enter these trades at. All right. So let's see what else we got over here. Yeah, C6 said waiting for the market to stabilize. He's waiting for better entry. Same with me. I'm not really looking to trade around this area right here. As you guys can see, it's not a good area. So here's the our high-low scalp chart. It's a bit cleaner. You guys can see where price got faked out at, right at that purple line. Price came up, faked out right there, came right back down. Not a good area to trade in. You just got to be smart with pretty much, the trade that you guys take. As I remind you guys in the past, it's not really about finding winning trades, because the winning trades are going to come. There's a lot of winning trades out there that are available. You just have to understand when not to trade. And this is an area not to trade. It's a clear out red flag. And I gave, as many warnings as possible to prevent you guys from entering any trades around this area. So I don't think anybody's in any positions here, because I already gave you guys a heads up way before it even came up. So you can see right here where this buy signal came up. I said, if you wanted to take a trade, you'd have to get out before it got to this area here. and it got past the area. So there was a lot of opportunity right here to get out of the position if you did enter into anything right here. But again, we'll continue to follow along and see if there's anything else here for us to get into. But again, price basically pushed out of the 1 hour support level, faked out, and then it's probably going to push right back out again. But you guys can see this whole area right here is an area of manipulation and fake out. You can't see the lines here, but if you go back to our other chart, you can see the lines are right there, right above it. And that's why you have multiple charts here to basically show you guys what to pay attention to. All right, so price is pushing right back up. So I anticipate price to push out of this area. So it's probably going to push back out. It's just going to be a lot of fake outs back and forth, right? A lot of back and forth movement, but eventually I think price is going to push out. It just depends on like when it's going to happen. So when it does push out, I'll look for price to actually push out of this area here. I'm just going to take these off because I'm not in any of these positions. I'll just mark it up for you guys. But I will take some positions when price pushes out of this area. I'll be okay with taking maybe if some sort of entry comes up right here in between. I'm okay with taking a trade here, and if price pushes up higher, of course, I'll take some trades out here. It's just this lower area right here is super tricky to be trading in. And there we go, as price pushes back up, just like we anticipated, because price is at the 1 hour support, where we are having our Santa rally at the end of the year. So there we go, as price pushes back up. So here we go for that second retest of the area. Looks like price might be breaking out of this area finally. Second touch of liquidity right here. It's just too tricky for me. I'm not going to enter anything here yet. But yeah, here goes the second touch of liquidity here. So price pushes up further, you might get a setup for a high-low scalp off this high-low right here. So I didn't actually break through it, but there may be a possibility of a high-low scalp right there if price does break past it. And then it may give you an opportunity to catch it for at least 100 pips past this this area on its way up towards the next sessions. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so price does break and close past this higher high right here. This could be a high-low scalp entry, and it can possibly push up to the next level of sessions right there. So if you guys are looking to take this, if this closes clean, I'll take this myself as well. So I'll be willing to take this right here because it'll be for the most part away from the sessions, and the next target price point will be up here at the next sessions. But it's got to close clean. It can't be like bouncing back and forth where it's a lot of uncertainty as to the direction of, you know, where price is going to go. So it's not looking like it's going to close above it. And again, no entry there. And you can see that this whole area again that I circled from earlier is, again, it's an area of manipulation. There's not really too much going on right here. This price just keeps faking out. Tricky area to be trading in right here. All right, so that first level right there got invalidated for the most part. Price might just bounce around this area. If that becomes the case, it'll just create a new area of high-low right there. And again, price is still bouncing around here. Caleb's asking, does your strategy work with NQ? I mean, it works with anything. You could use it with whatever asset you want to trade with. The strategy is based off momentum. So as long as there's volatility, the strategy is going to work with whatever you're trading. People use it for NQ, people use it for ES, people use it for gold, GC. Doesn't really matter what you use it for. The only difference is your TP stop loss will be slightly different, of course, because the movement's different. So the strategy works. I've seen people use this for NQ, like, and other strategies. I mean, it depends on what strategy you're asking about, Caleb, because if you look on the website, there's a lot of different strategies. If you're talking about the breakouts, then yeah, they work because breakouts are just breakouts, right? If anything moves in the market, you can use pretty much this on anything that's volatile. NQ is very volatile, so yeah, I would assume that it would work. There's other people in the group who do trade it. I don't trade it myself, so I can't tell you what the TP stop loss would be. But yeah, breakouts should work fine. The high-low scalp should work fine because it's all about structure and momentum. So it's pretty much the same thing. I think the only strategies that might be a little different would be, I can't even like, I can't even think of anything because everything here is pretty much based off price action. It's based off price action and momentum. So like, as long as the asset moves, like decently, as long as you're not trading something that's super flat, then yeah, it should work. So NQ for sure. Any indice should work fine, but any asset realistically, unless you're trading something like, I don't know, soybeans, coffee, like some type of future that doesn't really move very much, like bonds. You probably can't trade this on bonds and stuff unless it's a very volatile bond market. Yeah, CSUK in the group, you're not on the Zoom, Kayla, but CSUK over here said definitely for NQ. So yeah, thanks CSUK for your input. I don't trade NQ. We tried to trade NQ in the past, but I just don't understand well, I do understand, but I don't fully understand the value of each movement, like each pip or each point, because it's different. It's not like YM, which is kind of a full number. Like each point is like for one contract is like 10 cents, a dollar, $10. But with NQ, it's like a smaller amount. I think it's like 0.75 or something like that. So yeah, we've traded NQ on here before and we've done well. It's just I don't understand how the pips move specifically. Yeah, exactly. C6 said they move in quarters. Yeah, he posted it before, it was just kind of confusing for me, so I didn't like to trade on NQ, but it does work well. All right, guys, so there's still no entries here available for us. The only thing that could be possibly available would be the high-low scalp. You can see this whole area right here. Price just keeps getting pulled back into the session right here, which is the area of manipulation. So this is why I keep telling you guys to avoid trades where the sessions are at, right? Because if price was away from the sessions, it'd move around perfectly fine. But right now, it's obviously not. So with this nice pullback right here, retracement, I would like to see a buy signal come up. Once a buy signal comes up, I'll look for another green candle to provide opportunity for a breakout V3 continuation. And if we get something like that, then I'll be willing to take that as long as it's away from all these red flags, right? These red flags, you can see where price is pretty much ranging from. It's ranging between these, the news price right here, the sessions, and the 1 hour support. So you guys can't see this area up here, but realistically, there is an area right here. There you go. I already drew it. I drew it up without pulling this here. So this right here would be the 1 minute resistance level. So we still got the 1 hour support level and we have the resistance right there. So price is pretty much just ranging back and forth between these two levels right here. So there's not really too much going on at this moment. Price is just going back and forth between these two levels. And I mean, we'll just see where this ends up going from here. So yeah, Caleb said my strategy on NQ is buying at support and resistance levels. NQ tends to move at 280 price point, which is support and resistance levels. Nice. Yeah, no, I could see that whole numbers. I mean, that's pretty much how a lot of these things work. That's why I have the levels indicator right here. If you wanted to have the levels marked up on your chart, you can just set this to whatever you wanted. Like you like them at 20. So you would you just have it set at 20 like that. And then you see these lines right here that go across the chart. Like this literally automatically marks up your levels that you just mentioned. So at the 80 mark, and you can always just make some adjustments to it. But yeah, I mean, your strategy is pretty common. It's nothing that's too complicated. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to trade that way, you can trade within the ranges that you like to trade in. And these momentum signals here can pretty much identify where you can catch those bounces. So yeah, there's ways to utilize the indicators that we have here with your strategy, because that's basically, it's basic price action. It's just using the momentum to identify which direction you want to trade and when it bounces. But yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, support and resistance is like as simple as it can get. For me here, I don't mark up support and resistance at price levels. I mark them up at higher highs and lower lows. So that's why I have the support and resistance marked up right here. And you can see how perfect it lines up. We got the support right here. We got the resistance right here. And price pretty much goes back and forth. The thing with NQ is that, like, I know a lot of people like to use whole numbers on that, but it wasn't always moving like that before. Like when you traded NQ, like say around COVID time, those whole numbers are like, they're pretty irrelevant. So like I like marking them off structure versus price structure, or not price structure, off of rejection points versus actual price structure. Sorry, guys, 1 second. And I thought my sickness would be gone by now, but it seems to just linger, if not get worse. Nice. Steven said he's going to go for half my goal today. Yeah, that's probably a good decision right there, Steven. I mean, if you're happy with your profits, I mean, price is still stuck within this area right here, so it's gonna be a little tough for you to get out. But if price does break and close past this higher high, you may have an opportunity to have it push further. So we'll see right here again. This high-low scalp right here might be lining up. Not on this specific candle, but we'll see right here on these next candles if it does finally line up. Because price continues to go back and forth. Yeah, no problem, Caleb. It's always good to to run your strategy or to run your theories by other people who trade differently, because it'll help you see things that you might have not have seen. And that's why I'm always open to other opinions, right? I hate when like you go into other people's groups and they like totally try to shit on your strategy, or they don't want to hear it. And it's like, it's crazy because there's so many different ways to trade. And there's no right or wrong way to trade. It's just, you figure out what works well for your trading style. Because everything works to some extent. But yeah, I hate when other groups just like they completely disregard any other strategies that don't conform to theirs. So no high low right there. Unfortunately, the candle didn't break and close past it. Huge wick. It came right back down, Maddie. Yes, unfortunately, there's no high low scalp there, guys. That's kind of what I was waiting for, but you can see how price faked out. Price pulled up. You can see right here at the 1 minute resistance level. Price pretty much pushed up, faked out at this point, and it comes right back down. So again, guys, this is why I'm not trading within this area, because you can see how you can get easily faked out and trapped into this range. So again, I'm just waiting, guys. I'm being patient. I'm not taking anything specific. There's really nothing for us to take here, so there's no need to force any trades. Nice. So you made half your profit, Steven? Yeah, Steven said last Friday he made more than his goal, so he's done for the day and he'll be back tomorrow. So nice work, Steven. Steven took the breakout here. Risky trade. He took it for his partial, he took it for a partial. His goal was $1,000 a day, so I'm assuming he locked in 500 for the day. So nice work there, Steven, with catching that. And now he's done for the day. So all right, Steven, we'll see you back here tomorrow. See, that's a good thing with Steven. He's really consistent with like being content with what he got and then wrapping it up for the day. I feel like that's the biggest problem for Steven himself and for a lot of people in the group. Like a lot of people set a goal for the day, and what happens is they get greedy as as time continues, as like they stay on the chart longer. So with Steven, he just gets off because he already knows he's gonna FOMO into something if he stays on the chart. So again, guys, if your problem is FOMOing into trades, revenge trading, over trading, stuff like that, I would probably recommend setting a goal. And then if you can't control yourself, just get off the live session, right? Get your goal for the day, lock in as much profit as you need, whether it be $100, $200, $1,000, etc. And then wrap it up. Like for myself, my goal for the day is kind of similar to Steven. I try to make about like 2,000 a day on my 200K accounts. So that spread across all my other accounts is basically 1 or 2 trades. So I'm looking for 1 or 2 trades a day, 1 or 2 quality trades. Every day there's probably about 5 or 10 entries that come up. Not very quality, but there's going to be like 1 or 2 quality trades that do come up. So for me personally, my goal is 1 or 2 wins a day. That typically gives me 1 to 3% gain. And that's pretty much it. If there's no trades that come up, then I'm not going to force anything. So, all right, there's nothing here right now, guys. Again, same thing that I just mentioned earlier. There's nothing new here. Price is going between this 1 minute resistance level and this 1 hour support level, back and forth. So I'm not really looking to take anything until price breaks out of this area and continues climbing because there's nothing here, right? I mean, you can probably trade in between these 2 support resistance levels, but I'm not going to take that risk, of course. It's just way too risky. We finally got the sell signal here, so that was perfect. Yeah, other than that. Okay, so here's the thing here. See how all the levels are now lined up? I wouldn't take any high-low scalp V2s around this area right here. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said high-low scalp V2 is risky. I wouldn't take any levels here because you can see how all these higher highs are right here. This is a tricky area where you can get caught up in. So I don't recommend taking any high-low scalp V2s around this area. But if we do get something that passes through here, maybe this higher level, then I may look to take an entry there. I'll let you guys know if I do. But again, the thing to look out for here and to be careful for is going to be the sessions above. So there's the sessions right there. It's got to understand, you got to understand when to take the risk and when to not take the risk because it's just in a whole tricky area right here down the middle where the sessions are at. All right, so let me just clean this up a little bit. Liquidity here didn't get hit, guys, on the first one. You guys can see all the fake outs around this area. Tested it about 3 times, 4 times actually. Price tested right there, tested right there, tested right there, and right there. 4 times testing, but it's stuck within this range, so it's not really a good area to be taking liquidity. So again, we're just going to be waiting. So it is, let's see, 6:54 right now. Eventually, I'm probably going to expect some type of breakout to the upside. The Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index is at 7:30. It's medium impact news. They're forecasting it to be negative. So we'll see. Forecast it to be negative, and we'll see how this ends up playing out. The house price index earlier was negative. At 6 o'clock, at 5:30, we have the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. It was positive. Yeah, other than that, we don't really have too much news this week. On Thursday, we have jobless claims. So tomorrow's kind of flat with regard to news. Thursday, we have some high impact news pre-market. Some medium impact news is pending home sales. And then we have PMI inflation news on Friday. Yeah, due to like a lot of this manipulation, a lot of people don't like to trade at the end of the year. But I think it's fine for traders like us who are pretty much patient with waiting for these entries to come to us. Because the thing is, if you're just getting into every single entry that comes up, you're going to get burned in both directions. Like for example, here, I'm pretty sure there's people who are trying to hop into positions from both levels, right? They're trying to get in from the top, they're trying to get in from the bottom. And what happens is they just keep getting burnt because as soon as they enter the buy up here, price comes right back down. And as soon as they enter the sell right here, price comes right back up. So just be patient, guys. Be patient and wait for the entry to come. It's 7:55 right now. The ATR is currently 12.4. So the ATR is not necessarily good or bad. It's more on the neutral side. Once it goes up to 15, it's going to be on the more better side, on the decent side. Right now, it's kind of just right down the middle. So this is exactly what we talked about earlier. Craig asked me what the volume would look like. I mentioned it's going to be a big range between 10 and 20. So today, obviously, it's kind of slow. It's between 10 and 12, and it's going to pick back up, I think, as we get closer to 7. So I think as the day progresses, it's going to pick up between 10 and 15, and that's going to be more on the lower side. But it's not necessarily going to be untradeable. So you can still take trades. I think if it goes below 10, then at that point you should probably sit out of the market. It's too slow. Anything above 10, you can catch some small moves here and there. Above 15 is going to be better because we can look for some momentum pullback scalps. But as you guys can see over here, the pivots are starting to shift back to the downside. I think this might just be another fake out. So it might be a fake out down here and then pull back into the range, right? And that's exactly what's happening right here. See how price is pushing back up? See, this would be a nice breakout V3 continuation, but this buy signal is gonna, the next candle is gonna have to break through this the sessions right here. So it's not really gonna set up for an entry that we would be, or that I would personally be willing to take. So we got a buy signal right here. If we get a green candle that follows it, it's going to be a setup for a breakout V3 continuation. The only problem is that it's right at the sessions again. So again, it's not a good area to trade in. So if that comes up, I'll probably mark it up for you guys, but I'm definitely not going to take any trades around the sessions right here. So we'll see. So again, this strategy for the breakout V3 is a good strategy. The only problem is that the sessions are right here, and that's going to pretty much knock down the probability below 50%. So if you were just to follow the strategy as is, it'd probably be around like a 70%, probably 70% or higher probability of the trade actually hitting. But since price is right at the sessions right here, it's going to have to touch it. And when it touches it, it's going to be a setup for a fake out or a continuation. So this right here would technically be the entry for the breakout V3 continuation, if anybody was looking to take it. And you can see this area right here is where price can maybe turn. So at this point, this is why it becomes 50-50, because when it touches that purple line right there, it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to blast through it. That's scenario one. Scenario two is it's going to fake out. It's going to come right back down. Right? You don't want to trade when there's a 50% chance of you winning or losing. You're basically gambling at that point. You only want to take high quality trades that have a higher probability of like 70% or higher. Generally, if we're taking these trades and there's no red flags, it's probably going to go straight through. But you can see right here, price is having trouble getting past this purple line. And we already knew that was going to happen. So we knew this was going to happen because this is typical. And that's why I created this indicator so that you guys don't get caught in these fake outs right here. So there we go. Price is probably going to push through and hit, but if not, it's probably going to come back down. But I was going to take that risk. I never take trades when it's like below a 75% or a 70% chance of probability. Probably not even. I probably would want something even higher. So I would have wanted to see a confluence here. So I'd like to see like maybe a V1 pattern here to identify the reversal, and then from there I'd look for the breakout V3 continuation. But you can see the trade is still running. It's just having trouble getting past this area and straight to its TP. And this is not the type of trade that I would want to be stuck in. So full TP right there. If anybody caught it, went straight to its TP. But again, this right here, you'd probably be sweating for a while because you'd be worried if price is going to swing back down or not. So yeah, exactly. Camel said I wouldn't want to be in this. All right, guys. So full TP on the breakout V3 continuation right here. If anybody caught it, great work. If you didn't, it's completely fine. I didn't take it myself, so it's not counting as an official trade. The only trades that count official are the ones that I take myself, and those trades typically hit. So we'll continue looking for another possibility for entry. But again, you can see where price is having trouble getting past the sessions. And you can see it like barely tap TP right there. And now it pulled back below. So again, you just want to be away from this purple line here. If I take everything off the chart, I know it's kind of hard for a lot of you guys here to see, unless you guys have big screens. But yeah, I'm trying to get away from this purple line right here. This purple line is area manipulation. Look at every time price touches this area right here. Manipulation, right? Price comes down, comes up, fakes out. Comes up, fakes out. Comes up, fakes out. Fake out, fake out, fake out, fake out. This whole area here is a bunch of fake outs at the purple line. So putting everything back on the chart. And again, we are just waiting. So patience is going to be key, guys. All right, other than that, let's take a look at the team profit so far. So we got David over here with a total profit of 33 for the day. Nice work, David. We have Kenny here, total profit of 4,220 on his first account, and a total profit of 3,360 on his second account. Looks like Kenny over here took partials of the breakout, so all wins right there. Nice work, Kenny. Other than that, let's see, we got Steven over here. Steven took the breakout as well, total profit of 580 for the day. Nice work, Steven. So it looks like Steven was trading within the range. So basically, when our price pulled down, he got into a buy, made some small profit, total profit 580 for the day. So nice work over here, Steven. So Steven's actually doing really good. All Steven is doing is taking the breakouts. So if you guys have been following these live sessions, more trading today. So if you guys have been following these live sessions, Steven like basically just rejoined this group, I think like a couple days ago. He started a new 100K account. He's now at 103,000. So he's on his way. He's a 3% in profit. He needs 10% to pass his challenge. And every day he's just been taking the breakout. He's been taking partial moves, sometimes full moves, sometimes partial. Today he took a bunch of partial moves, and then he locked in a total profit of 580. He was happy with his profits, and he wrapped it up for the day. So nice work with that, Steven. Steven's actually already off the live session, but that's pretty much what he locked in. William said, what did you Zoom? What'd you do in Zoom this morning? I waited to get away from the purple line. Yeah, exactly, William. That's exactly what it was. You're just waiting for price to get away from the Asia low. So if you want to be more specific, the purple line here is the Asia low. If you guys look over here on the right side, it pretty much tells you where the price points are. So, going back to what Caleb was talking about earlier, he trades upon resistance off specific price points. We kind of do the same thing, but we try to avoid areas where the Asia low, not just the Asia. So if you guys scroll, let me see if I can scroll back a little bit. I'll go on the higher time frame. So if you look over here, the green lines are New York high lows, the red lines are London high lows, and the purple lines are the Asia high lows. You guys can see where a lot of this manipulation happens at these points. So, I mean, if you wanted to trade bounces off these points, you can do that as well. It's kind of similar to what Caleb's doing. I mean, I personally don't like to trade there like at all because, again, it kind of diminishes the probability of the trade. But, these areas actually act as pretty good support resistance as well, if that's one way that you guys want to trade. So, I mean, there's a ton of ways to trade, and there's a ton of ways to use my indicators to improve whichever strategy you guys are using. But these price points and these levels definitely, they definitely give you a heads up for what to look out for. All right, so we got the pullback right here. Yeah, Maddie. So Maddie said we might get a V3 if it breaks above the session, which I really hope it does because we have a V1 right here too. So we have a V1 pattern. This is a reversal pattern, double body rejection right there off the high low. If that's the case, we have a confluence right here. Then we need a buy signal in the green candle after it. And that's going to pretty much line up with the type of entry that we're looking for here. So I'll be waiting for that. If that comes up, I'll be taking it. We just got to get past these sessions. All right, perfect. So we got this set up right here. It's a V1 pattern. You guys can see the double body rejection. If you guys wanted to take this as a V1 variation, you could take it. There's another entry right there. Like I mentioned, there's going to be a ton of entries that come up. It's just up to your preference, which ones you guys are willing to take and how risky you guys are feeling for the day. So let's take a look at retail sentiment real quick. We'll take a look at the full picture. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 80% short. This indicates that 80% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy. So we're obviously going to be looking for some buys today. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently up 51 points. So this is more of a bullish neutral, more on the neutral side. In order for it to be bullish, we need to be above 100 points and consistently above that point. So with that said, we currently have a bit of a bullish bias for the day. Looking over here at the technicals, the 1 minute's bullish. You can see prices above the pivots. Pivots are angling up. Trend meter is green. The 5 minute here is neutral. 10 minute here is neutral. 30 minute is neutral bullish. 1 hour is neutral bullish. And the 4 hour here is obviously bullish. So with that said, this might set up here for a breakout V3. And, we'll see how this closes. So again, if this closes green, but it's got to close like for sure green. It can't be like bouncing back and forth green and red. It's got to be like a clearly green candle. Then I'll take this for a breakout V3. If it keeps going back and forth like this, then I'm just going to sit out and just wait. If anything, I'll probably wait for it to pull back and then go in for a late entry. But again, you want this candle to close for sure green. It has to be like there can't be no guessing here. There can't be, okay, this might close green, this might close red. It's got to for sure close green. So it's kind of what I'm waiting for right here, guys. And we're going to count down. So we got about 10 seconds left on this candle right here. It's not really looking too good at the moment. So if anything, I might just skip it. Yeah, it's not even looking green at all. Yeah, no entry there, guys. So unfortunately, no entry there for the breakout V3 continuation. The entry just never closed. Yeah, that would have been nice too. Maddie also mentioned there was a triple confluence right there. So I don't know if anybody's looking to take that there. Triple confluence did come up. It's pushing up right there. See where it's at. This might set up for a high-low scalp as well. So we got this right here. If this candle breaks and closes past the higher high right there, this can be a high-low scalp entry. So there was a triple confluence that's currently running. And if this here closes above this line, this could be a high-low scalp on its way up to the next sessions up there. Let's see. So the candle didn't actually close. I pulled out of it, guys. I got in for a partial move over here for the triple confluence. It was more of a FOMO move, so I'm not going to count that as an official trade, but there was a triple confluence here that came up. Maddie mentioned it. Thanks for the heads up, Maddie. I was hoping it would close above it. So if this candle closed above this line right here, this would be a high-low scalp, and I was going to hold on to it for a bigger push to the upside. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't. And I just ended up pulling out of that early. So if you guys ever get into a position and your trade doesn't line up the way that you're looking for, it's better to just pull out for a partial profit rather than holding on to it. So this was a super quick entry here. Maddie just identified it super quickly. There's a triple confluence that came up right here. So again, like I mentioned, there's like 10 entries that have come up today, right? We had the breakout V3, we had a V1 variation, we had a triple confluence right here. We had a high-low scalp that was kind of setting up, but again, it didn't close the way that I wanted to. If this candle here closed above this line right here, then I would have held on to it, and then I would have rolled this up to TP right there. But since I saw that it didn't close, I just pulled out for a small profit, and then I just got out. So again, there's two different strategies that came up. So if you guys are not familiar with the triple confluence, there's a buy signal right here. Price was above the pivots, trend meter was green. Price broke and closed past this lower high right here. This was a triple confluence. If you guys remember the strategy, we applied this a lot in the previous winters. The strategy doesn't come up very often, but when it comes up, it almost always hits. So this was a triple confluence. Maddie mentioned it as price pulled down right here. So what happened is I entered right away. And then I got in for a little bit of bad entry because of the spread and some of slippage. I was waiting for price actually breaking close past this point for another confluence. There's just a lot of confluences here. There was a V3 variation, triple confluence, and then this would be the icing on the cake. If price broke and closed past this higher high, this would be a high-low scalp, and I would have just held on to it. But unfortunately, it didn't play out that way. So we're back at grab level, so there's not really much here. There's a high-low scalp V2 that's actually set up right here, guys. So I don't know if anybody's looking to take this high-low scalp V2, but it's going to cut into the sessions up there, so I'm not really looking to take it, me personally. So we'll follow this high-low scalp right here. High-low scalp version 2. But you can see how price has to get past that purple line again, like it did down here. It's another tricky area. So my partial profits off that last trade were, I mean, they were super small, but it added up to a decent profit. So I'll just take a screenshot of my profits from that last trade. It's not going to count as an official trade because obviously there was no official entry there that I took because I kind of just FOMO'd into the trade when Maddie confirmed that it was a triple confluence. I was really hoping the confluences would line up with other strategies, but unfortunately didn't. So that's why I pulled out. All right, so at least I locked in some profit for the week so far. So I kicked off the week with some decent profit. I'm up about 1,000 for the day. It's not a lot. It's just 1,000. But that's across all my accounts, not just one of them. All right, so we have the high-low scalp V2 currently running right here. Probably look for price to maybe pull back a little bit, provide another opportunity for entry. But again, this is the entry that I kind of FOMO'd into. I got in late too, so I got in probably like halfway mark because I only locked in some profit and I had to pull out partially. So this is for the triple confluence. All right, so there's a triple confluence right there. Here are my profits from that trade. I only locked in partial because I got in late. It's fallen into the position. So I locked in 73 on my funded engineer, 240 on my first FTMO, 540 on my second FTMO, 40 on my second funded engineer, 150 on my personal account, 162 on my TFF, and 162 on my second TFF. So these are my profits so far for the day and the week. I only took one trade. It was partial off this. I was going to hold on to it, but unfortunately, it didn't play out the way that I wanted. So here's the high-low scalp V2 currently running in profit. Again, like I mentioned, guys, there's a lot of entries that are coming up here, but you just have to pick out what's quality to you and what's not. I don't consider these very high quality because of the sessions up here. If you didn't want to take this trade, I would recommend that you would have pulled out right here before I got to the sessions, which is still a decent profit. But yeah, I mean, so we have a bullish bias. So I'm basically looking for any buy entries that would come up. And I mean, they're all pretty much playing for the most part, aside from the breakouts earlier this morning. Sisuk here took the high-low scalp V2 for 200 points or 200 pips, and he hit. Hey, Shannon, how's it going? Yeah, so Maddie over here also caught it for 100 pips, 10 points. And it is pushing through right there. So it'll probably come up and hit TP, but again, this is a little too risky for my liking. Obviously it's just too risky for me personally. So I like to stick to the strategies and the entries that I think are for sure going to hit. I don't like being in limbo. Like, I don't like the feeling of not knowing for sure if it's going to hit or not. So you can see right here, again, this is where price is getting manipulated at the purple line. Price got really close to it, and then now it's pulling back. And this whole area right here is not a good area to be trading in. Same thing with what happened down here. Nothing's changed. Same difference. All right, so price is finally out of this area here. And there's probably more structure. So there's new structure right here. This is probably gonna get broken. So I'll come back to that later once we have it established. So back to our clean chart here, price did pretty much exactly what we anticipated this morning. So I mentioned earlier when price was down here, that price was going to push away from the 1 hour support level, right? And what happened? Exactly that. So price pushed away from the support level, kind of messed around right here down the middle. And eventually I said, okay, price is going to push out. It's going to keep climbing. And that's exactly what happened here. The only problem that it's running into a bunch of road bumps here because we have all these sessions around the area. So if you guys held on to the high-low scalp V2, full TP right there if anybody got it. Otherwise, I'm not counting this as an official trade. So you guys can see a lot of the strategies here hit. So if you just follow my analysis, if they line up with your analysis too, then you can just take the trade, right? I'm pretty much telling you where I think price is going to go. Generally, price does go in that area, but we do have to avoid certain trades because we do trade some strategies at a negative risk to reward. So with that said, you have to follow what's quality and not just what's coming up. So this is actually a one-to-one strategy. So anybody could have taken this here and this would have been fine. But for the other strategies, like the original high-low scalp and the V1 variations and the triple confluence, these are all negative risk to reward. That's the reason why we have to stick to quality entries, because if you take one loss, you're going to be in the hole basically 3 trades, if not more than 2. So back to our clean chart, our main chart here. This is our main chart. There's no other entries available here. The ATR is too low. You can see it's currently at 10 points. In order for us to have momentum pullback scalps, we needed to have at least 15. Right now it's too low. So there's no momentum pullback scalps here. The high-low scalp V2 just hit full TP. And now there is a new level up here. Yeah, exactly. C6's sessions being there convinced him not to hold. He wanted a higher probability, which is completely fine. That's exactly what I would have done myself. So we got some more team profits over here. We have Kenneth with a total profit of 1,170 for the day. Nice work, Kenneth. All wins there. We got Maddie here, total profit of 160 per account at 320 on his last account on Apex. So Maddie over here is currently at, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We'll just say more than 1,000. So Maddie's locking more than 1,000 here across all of his accounts. Oh, sorry, he already added up. Thanks, Maddie. Maddie locked in 1,920 for the day. All wins right there. We got Valentine over here, all wins as well. Total profit of 1,092 for the day. Great work, Valentine. All right, guys, so we'll continue looking for some more entries here. We have nothing at this very moment, but we'll see what happens here in the next couple of minutes or so. All right. We got some more profits here from Eunice. Eunice locked in a total profit of 317 on his top step account. All wins. Nice work, Eunice. So great work, guys. Looks like a lot of you guys took partial moves or you guys took different entries here. There's a bunch of entries that came up for buys. So you guys can see over here from everybody's trade that everyone kind of took something a little different. Some people took the high-low scalp V2. Some people took the triple confluence. Some people took the V1 variation. Bunch of entries here, a bunch of opportunities that came up. So we'll continue following the chart. We'll see if there's anything else here that we can maybe take if price continues to climb higher, which is pretty much what we were expecting for the day. Yeah, Rashida said it's in a good area now. It needs to push up more than retrace. Yeah, exactly. So price is past the sessions. So we're in a pretty good area here. We just need price to push up a little more. Like she said, let price push up, retrace, and come right back up, right? Because we still have that center rally that's pretty much primed for this week. So that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for price to push up a little bit more to get away from the sessions, retrace, and then come all the way back up. But we'll see what happens here. Price comes back and retest the sessions right there. It's just always a little tricky, right? There's no way to really predict what's going to happen in the market. It's really just, like what's the best part? The best thing they do in the market is to just wait and let the market come to you, right? Because if you're forcing things here, you're going to get caught in fake outs like this. So you see how price pushed up. I'm sure a lot of people try to chase this right here, and the price pulled right back immediately. Not to mention that price is overextended. So if we measure from this lower area right here, price is up 600 points or 600 pips. If you measure from down here at the lower low, price is almost at 1,000. So it's getting close to that overextension point. It looks a bit overextended here, but it's kind of hard to tell because the volatility is so low. The ATR is still at 10. So we're at the lower end of ATR right now. Like I mentioned before, the range is probably going to be between 10 and 20 during normal market conditions. When the market slows down, it's going to be below 10. So when it goes below 10, that's going to confirm that price is likely to range. So I'm hoping this here picks up. If it stays around 10 and goes any lower, then we're probably just going to see a back and forth movement from now until the end of the session. But we'll see. I'm hoping it picks up. And you can see right there, it's now down to 9. So just keep an eye out on the ATR down here, guys. If you guys keep an eye out on this right here, this will probably give you a heads up of what to expect next. So you want this to pick back up to like 12, 13. It's currently at 10. This market's kind of boring, but it's okay. This is kind of normal for like the holidays. You're not always going to have like volatility. Like it's going to kind of slow down for a little bit, then we'll pick back up. So like right here at 7:21, we still have about 30 minutes till 8. So this is probably going to go back and forth a little bit. And then eventually, hopefully it picks back up and starts climbing again. I think the main thing here that I'm looking for is that price does not go below the sessions. As long as price doesn't go below this area, I think we'll be fine. Because if it goes below here, then it's going to go back to where it was earlier. It's probably going to range between the sessions down here, which is not where we want price to be. And then we also have news over here at 7:30. So I'm hoping when news comes out at 7:30, it's just going to spike up higher. But we'll see where this goes. Let's see. Williams said currently 20 long, 80 short. Yeah, we got news coming up right here in about 7 minutes. Thanks, William, for the heads up. Yeah, C6 said goofy trap Tuesday because ATR is so low. You know, I just realized today's trap Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, so yeah, the session's pretty much lined up perfectly with trap Tuesday for today. So you guys can see all the traps here getting set up. It's see how price pushes away. So again, let me turn this stuff off real quick, turn everything off here. You guys can pretty much see where these traps are being set up. Price pushes above, traps above, pulls back down, traps below, picks back up, trap, 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 trap. Now it's at this area here. Price pushes up, this can pull back down to trap back into this area. And it just keeps trapping back and forth. It's I mean, it's good that CSUG mentioned that because I wouldn't even thought of that. But you can see that goes hand in hand with how all these traps are being set up here. And by traps, I'm just saying fake outs, right? So like price pushes up, fakes out, comes back below, fakes out. You can call it whatever you like. If you want to call it a fake out, call it a fake out. If you want to call it a reversal. For us, it's easier to just call it a trap because that's really what it is. They're trapping people to the upside, trapping people to the downside, and just fakes out both directions. So again, right here, price is going back and forth. It's setting up for another trap, right? So I could expect this here to go sideways for a bit, come back down, trap right here, come back up, trap right there, and then finally make it stride to the upside. So you'll probably see traps happen on both sides right here. It just traps people into the range because when people get trapped in these ranges here, they start to panic, right? And I'm sure it's happened to you guys a lot. You guys get trapped in a position or in a range, and then you start to panic. You start to wonder, should I pull out of this position or should I hold on to it? For a lot of people, the worst part with a lot of people is they don't even pull out. They just end up adding more positions to it, and then they end up blowing their account. And I'm sure that's happened to a lot of you guys before. Like, I'm sure that's happened to a lot of you guys where you get trapped in a range, and what happens is you guys just keep entering positions. Instead of pulling out, like instead of understanding, okay, I'm in a bad position here and just pulling out for a small loss or a small profit, what happens is a lot of people just keep stacking on more positions. They see price come between the range and then they're in this position for like 4 or 5, entries. And then price ends up spiking, one direction or the other. The good thing with us here is that we understand that the direction is probably going to be bullish. So there's probably a high-low scalp here setting up, guys, if anybody's looking to take this here. Again, I don't think price is really in a great area. So I'm probably going to sit out on this here, but there's another high-low scalp that's setting up right here. If price does break and close past this area, I'm just worried that I'm going to get caught in a trap. That's why I'm not really looking to take anything here right now. Also, the ATR is too low. If the ATR was higher, I would maybe take the trade. But again, there's news coming up right here in 5 minutes too. So there's a lot of red flags here. There's ATR is low. There's news coming up right here at 7 o'clock or 7:30. And It's just a messy entry altogether. So I just marked this up for you guys just so that you guys have an understanding of like where the high-low scalp is, but I don't recommend taking it here. The ATR is too low. This is going to confirm that price is in a range. You don't want to take high-low scalps when price is ranging because you're going to get caught in the back and forth movement here. Plus, you have news over here at 7:30, which is medium impact news. The news right here at 7:30 is going to be the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. So basically some inflation news right here, and they're forecasting it to be negative. Nice. So Kenneth said, done for the day, got my goal. He's going to see us tomorrow. All right, Kenneth, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Solid work today with locking in those profits. All right, Maddie. We'll see you here tomorrow as well. So Maddie's done for the day. Kenneth's done for the day. Sisu said we also have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to trade. We have markets open Friday too, right? Should be. Yeah, Friday. So we got a whole week ahead of us, guys. So there's no need to force any trades today. I know it kind of sucks because we lost a day yesterday due to Christmas. I know a lot of you guys just want to be on the charts all day, every day. But there's no need to force any trades. We still have a full day tomorrow, Wednesday. We have Thursday, and we have Friday. So we have 4 full days basically. Yeah, we got a lot. Yeah, C6 said he's probably gonna sit out Friday because of New Year's Eve. All right, so we got news coming up in about 3 minutes. Let's see. William said I haven't made any money today, but we have the rest of the week. Yeah, there's no rush. So if you guys haven't taken any trades today yet, there's no need to force anything, guys, especially on a trade like this where there's news coming up in about 3 minutes. The news is forecasted to be negative, so just be careful with any trades here. I'm hoping that it's positive and we get a fake out to the downside and then it shoots right back up. That's what I'm hoping for. Otherwise, there's no entries for us right now. You guys can see the ATR is now at 9. It's the worst time to take an entry right now. Because if you do take an entry, you could expect to hold on to this position for a while. So I'm glad we're getting a sell signal right here. This is exactly what I was looking for. Because I want that retracement to confirm. I want the news to happen, news to be positive, hopefully, and then see that correction back to the upside. Yeah, C6 said definitely would love to see that sell momentum for the retest, for the reset. Yeah, same here, C2. So I wouldn't mind if we get that sell signal and then price continues to go sideways. Because then when price finally swings to the upside, we'll have an opportunity for a breakout V3 continuation. Looks like a V1 might be setting up right here. All right, so we got a V1 pattern here setting up. This is the first confluence that we'd be looking for. I mean, if you guys want to take it as a V1 variation, you can, but there's news right here in about a minute, so I don't recommend taking any trades. It's medium impact news, forecasted to be negative. Got news coming up in about 5 seconds. Got news right here pending. So let's see. Looks like the V1 there did come, it played through, and it's currently running right now in profit. Wouldn't recommend taking it, but that is a V1 right there. News marked up. All right, so let's check news real quick. News was actually positive. Okay, great. So it was actually a lot better than expected. So what I would be looking for here is I'd be looking for the breakout V3 continuation. I wouldn't take it right here personally because it's still, we haven't seen price react to the news, but I would probably be looking for a buy signal with a green candle after it. If I get that, then I'll be looking for the breakout V3 continuation. The high-low scalp is still running over here. So this might correct all the way back up. You guys can see how the fake out happened, and then it can correct all the way back up. There's no guarantee, but that's likely what's going to happen there. See the structure up here. Or we'll choose this lower structure, I guess. All right, 1 minute resistance level. So we got the levels right there. Price is rejecting directly off the 1 minute resistance. I'm pretty much just waiting for the buy signal, but the ATR is so low that it's not really a great area to be trading in, but we'll continue to follow here and see where it goes. All right, Randy, we'll see you back here tomorrow. So Randy's done for the day. He said ATR is too low. I agree. The ATR is just way too low. As you guys can see, it's currently at 9. So you're probably just going to see a lot of sideways movement here. So it's going to be really hard for me to want to take an entry if the ATR stays this low. Now it's at below average. So as I mentioned earlier this morning, expect it to be between 10 and 20. Anything below 10 is going to be below average. Ideally, you want it to be around 15. So the ATR is super low right now. It's currently at 9. We'll see if it picks back up. It's not really looking like it, but there goes the V1 variation. So again, like I mentioned earlier this morning, guys, I'll mark up entries that come up for you guys. There's obviously going to be risky entries and there's going to be quality entries. This was considered risky because it was right at news. News happened right here at 7:30. It was kind of anticlimactic because I was expecting more of a bigger push, but due to the low ATR, there just was nothing there. So ATR again here is getting lower and lower. It's now at 8. We have a pending buy signal. I think if the ATR stays super low, the buy signal is not even going to close. It's just going to keep showing up as pending for maybe the next, a couple minutes or so. So yeah, if you guys don't need to trade right now, there's no need to really force anything because again, we have a whole week ahead of us. The good thing for us here is that we're seeing that a lot of the trades are hitting, even though they're considered risky. A lot of the trades are still working and they're all hitting, right? So if you see them hitting, then you can expect the rest of the week to continue to hit. So I usually use Monday and Tuesday as basically feeler days. I like to feel how the market's going to be moving. If our entries are hitting on Monday and Tuesday, odds are they're going to keep hitting throughout the week. So this is basically setting us up for tomorrow. So I'm not taking very many entries today. I took only 1 entry earlier today. And this is basically setting up my confidence in the market for the next couple of days. And I think that's a problem with that a lot of people don't do, that a lot of people don't really look into. A lot of people just try to take a bunch of trades on Monday or Tuesday and they try to YOLO it. Their account's either going to be deep in the hole for the rest of the week and they can't trade anymore, or they're going to be super high up and then they're going to lose everything tomorrow. So just keep that in mind, guys. Like whenever you guys trade, we trade every single day. And you can see that we're pretty much calm and composed every time a trade comes up. We're never super excited. We're never super scared. We're kind of just in between. If we ever feel uncomfortable about a position, we just pull out because there's no need to force anything that's unnecessary. Like for example, today, I think there's like maybe 12 trades that came up. There was a breakout V1, breakout V3, 2 V1 variations, a triple confluence, high-low scout V2, high-low scout. I think there's a lot of entries that I can't even count how many more that we had, but there's a bunch of entries that have come up today. So as long as you guys stay patient and you wait for that entry that you're specifically looking for, you'll be able to find at least 1 or 2 good entries. So my recommendation is 1 or 2 good entries a day, risk about 3% or less, and make about 1 to 3% a day. If you can do that, and you make 1 to 3% a day, you can reach your goal and pass your challenge or whatever you're trying to do within a good amount of time. Like Steven, for example, I can keep using Steven as the example here. Steven's been trading this account, I think, for 3 days. So every day he's making about 1%. So yeah, he's currently up. He's at 3%. So if he just keeps doing this every day, making 1%, 1 to 2%, he'll pass his challenge probably by the end of next week. So he just has to stick to the game plan. Some more profits over here from Lila. Lila locked in a total profit of 1,642 for the day. Nice work right here, Lila. Basically all wins. Looks like this one over here was an accident. but otherwise pretty much all wins for the most part. So nice work right there, Lila, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. So Lila's wrapping it up for the day. Again, guys, we have a breakout V3 continuation that's setting up right here. If it closes and it's pretty obvious that it's going to close, I'll take it for, and I'll just take it and hold on to it for a bit. It's probably going to go sideways for a bit, but I got to make sure that this here closes like for sure green. Like I don't want to see it come back down at the last second. See right here how the candle's coming back down? That's exactly what I don't want to see. So if it closes for sure green, I'll take it, I'll hold on to it for a while. I'll let you guys know if there's any changes to the position, but you can see how this candle is not for sure green. And now it's back to red. Yeah, I'm probably not going to take this trade here. Yeah, I'm not. There's no entry there anyways. So this is why you want volatility to be higher. See how slow the market's moving? ATR is currently at 8. If this was at ATR 15, this thing would close green for sure, and it would go straight up. So it closed green and then go straight to your TP. But because of the slow market volatility, you're just going to get a lot of back and forth movement right here. And as the ATR gets lower, it's just going to continue to get worse. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to, let's see, Rashid is asking if the high low is still running. Yeah, it is. This thing would have been running for forever, like for so long. See, if that breakout V3 continuation came up, I would have thought for it to push up higher, at least to bring it back into profit, right? So if you were to do that, you basically would have got into this position for a discount because you'd get into this one right here for the breakout V3 continuation, and you basically get a discount as a high-low scalp, and it'll probably push up even higher, to get to its TP. So that's why I was kind of okay to take the trade here if it would have closed, but since it didn't close, unfortunately, there's no opportunity there. But yeah, the high-low scalp is still running. This thing's been running for 15 minutes now. It's a long time for a high-low scalp. At this point, this trade is no longer a scalp entry. It's now turning into a day trade entry because it's running for way too long. But yeah, you can see how price is pushing up. Pretty much the market is having a reaction to the news. So the news earlier today was positive, right? This happened at 7:30. You can see right here at 7:30, this is where price started to climb its way back up. So it's having a reaction to the news, but it's a very, very slow reaction. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, if this would have closed here as a breakout V3 continuation, I would have taken it. Unfortunately, it didn't. So there's just nothing there for me to take. So what I'll do here, guys, is I'm going to take a screenshot of each of my accounts. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It's getting closer to 8 o'clock. So just let me know if there's anything that you want me to cover, anything that you guys want me to review. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up for the day. So let's see. Yeah, there's like literally no movement here. So there's no need to really be on here at all. All right. Little baby profits for the day. It's always weird to see my accounts at like less than 1,000. Because usually it's like 1,000, 2,000 per trade. But because I took the partial earlier, below that. But I mean, profit's profit. I can't really complain about profit, of course. As you guys know, I'll take small profit any day over a loss. That's for sure. It's good. All right, so here are my profits so far for the day. So let's see. Here is my funded engineer, locked in a total profit of 7,350. This is my first account. Here's my FTMO, locked in 240. Here's my second FTMO, locked in 540. Here's my second funded engineer, locked in 40. Here's my personal account, locked in 150. Here's my TFF, locked in 200. And my second TFF, 200 as well. So those are all my profits for the day so far. Looking at our team profits, we have more profits here from Cam. Cam locked in a total profit of 717 on his first account and a total profit of 1,195 on his second account. All wins. Nice work, Cam. So, all right, guys, there's not really too much going on here. It's 7:42, getting closer to 8 o'clock. The ATR is just getting lower and lower. So at this point, I think we should probably wrap it up. I don't want you guys to force any trades here or FOMO into anything because the ATR is not getting any better. If this would have picked up back to 10, I would have been okay to like maybe hang out, maybe catch one last minute trade. But as you guys can see, the volatility is way too low. And there's no need to really force any trades here because it's the first day of the trading week. So we have a whole week ahead of us. We have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we got a whole week pretty much still ahead of us to look for some more opportunities. But as you can see, there's a lot of entries that hit today. So tomorrow, just, if you feel comfortable, if I call some trades out, even though they're not official, feel free to take them if you feel confident in the trade hitting. For me, of course, I'm going to look for only the quality trades. There's no official trades for me today, unfortunately. But I did take a partial off the triple confluence right here. So that's why I locked in my profit right here for the day and the week so far. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. See if there's anything else here that I'm missing. So again, price is just going back and forth right here on our main chart. Looking over here at the high-low scalp chart, the high-low scalp is still running. It's been running for a long time now. It's still running. Here's our clean chart. As you guys can see, price is currently bouncing in between the 1 minute resistance level. You can see price faked out right here, came back below, and now it's just going back and forth between this area here. So if there's another lower low that gets established right here, there might be structure. And actually there is already. So there is actually structure right here. I just realized. All right, so price is pretty much just ranging between this 1 minute resistance and 1 minute support level. Right here. The volatility is too low, so it's probably just going to sit between this area for a while. So we got 1 minute support, 1 minute resistance. And it's just going to keep going back and forth between this area here. So yeah, if you guys don't need to trade, I don't recommend you guys trade. There's just no reason to be forcing anything. Yeah, so William said it's been nice to get back with all of you here on the Zoom. See you tomorrow. Definitely, William. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. But again, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to reach out. The ATR is too low. There's nothing for you guys to really take here. Price is pretty much dancing around this area where the session or liquidity was sitting. But I'm not really expecting too much to happen here as price continues to go back and forth between these levels. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Again, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow, same place, same time, as we continue on with the trading week. Looking at the calendar for tomorrow, we don't have much news. So volatility might be a little slow tomorrow, but it will pick back up on Thursday for sure because we have high impact news pre-market and then at 7 o'clock. So we're going to pretty much wrap up this trading year with some high volatility, hopefully on Thursday and Friday. If not tomorrow, a little bit of a consistent push. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys.